Good evening, YouTube. Ugh, that was weird. I had a frog in my throat. That did not go as planned. Anyway, good evening and welcome to the tea tag. You may or may not, probably not, have seen this going around. My best friend Margot did it recently, and so I will link to her video down below. And I have, in recent years, become quite the tea lover. As you can see, there were originally 10 questions, then Margot added 4, so now there's 14, and I'm adding 2 more. So yeah, let's just get started. The first question is, do you like your tea strong or weak? And I used to be a coffee drinker, so I like my tea like very, very strong. I drank black coffee for like 2 years because it was basically the only thing I could afford. Yeah, so definitely strong. Do you prefer your tea hot or cold? Is the second question. Definitely hot. It's funny because I think, oddly enough, I think summer is my least favorite season because I can't wear very many layers, and hot drinks make me feel physically miserable, and I love hot drinks, so I will drink them until like they give me heat stroke. Question number 3, do you prefer your tea loose leaf or tea bags? So, for me it depends on the tea and the tea experience that I'm in the mood for. If I just want like a quick like single cup of tea, you know, just to like maybe as a snack, or there's like a specific tea I want or whatever, then I'll go for bag tea. And then if I'm making tea for more people, and we're all kind of, you know, having the same thing, or if I want like a lot of tea, or if I want it really specified to the exact strength that I like it, then I will go with loose leaf. Yes, so number 4, do you buy your tea or steep it at home? So I'm assuming it means, do you like buy it at like a coffee shop or something, or do you steep it at home? The majority of the tea I drink, I steep at home, but you know, I'll definitely order tea when I go to a coffee shop or whatever, if that's what's striking my fancy, especially if it's a tea that's more expensive when you buy it, like, you know, when you buy like a full package of it, like for instance, like the Republic of Tea. Fancy teas at the coffee shop, most tea I just steep at home. Let's see, favorite cold tea. Well, like I said, I'm really not a fan in general of cold tea thing. But there is actually one, and it's the Tazo Iced Giant Peach Tea that comes in the bottle that also has like juices in it and stuff. Oh my god, that is actually, like, it's really good. So it tastes like, you know, it's got the tea taste, but it's super peachy and juicy and delicious. So I love that one. Favorite hot tea. This was a tough choice. Overall, I would have to say my favorite tea on the planet is Market Spice Orange and Cinnamon. It's black tea, and it's so flavorful and fruity and spicy and warm. It is so good. It's a great, I think that tea would probably be really good cold. However, my favorite current tea, like a tea that has been kind of a, you know, recent fave, has actually been Earl Grey, which has always, I think, come a close second. Specifically the London Fog, which is Earl Grey tea, milk, and vanilla. Oh my god. And when I need like an extra kick of caffeine, but I'm really not in the mood for like, you know, a dark roast coffee or anything, I'll just throw 2 shots of white coffee in my London Fog. Oh my god. So delicious. You should totally try that. When do you like to drink your tea? So most of the time I like to drink my tea in the evening, but again, it really depends on the tea. I mostly have time to drink, just sit around and drink tea in the evening, and so then I'm drinking herbal tea. But if I want black tea, that's really caffeinated, and so I can't drink that too late in the day. So black tea mostly in the morning, herbal tea mostly at night, but I drink tea a lot. What do you like in your tea? So when I was first drinking tea, I was really into putting raw honey in my tea, which I think is a really good strategy as a sweetener because it's not straight up sugar, and it actually has a lot of good things about it for you, but you actually only get the good things if it's raw, so that's why I say raw honey. And I think it just tastes better too. I kind of like the taste of raw honey more. By the way, what tea I'm drinking right now is actually two teas. I'm suddenly discovering tea mixing, which I think should be a new thing if it's not. And I'm mixing 2 teas from Stash, the lemon ginger herbal tea and the peppermint herbal tea. So it's like spicy and minty with a little hint of like lemon. Let's see. Number 9, have you always liked tea? No, not at all. In fact, I used to kind of despise tea and tea drinkers because I was like a hardcore black coffee drinker, and like my whole family is, and like we're like total coffee snobs too. So like, I don't know, I just thought of tea and I was like, that's for like people who do yoga and don't want to get anything done, which is funny because now I do yoga and it's finals and here I am filming a YouTube video. What tea do you recommend? Actually, specifically, if you are kind of new to tea or you're exploring tea, or even if you just like variety, I highly recommend the Stash Herbal Tea Sampler. And so these are all caffeine free. So if you're like me and you started, oh, there we go. If you're like me and you started drinking tea because of the caffeine issue, or if you really like really flavorful fruity teas and you're not really into just black tea or green tea or chamomile or whatever, this has a lot of like really awesome fruity flavors too. I will just quickly read them off so you know like which ones are awesome. So you have acai berry, which is probably one of the top. You do have chamomile and peppermint, which are kind of classic. And then you have cinnamon apple chamomile, licorice spice, wild raspberry hibiscus, which is totally delicious, lemon ginger, which is, again, it's really spicy and really delicious, mango passion fruit, and then my favorite ever herbal tea is blueberry superfruit. So this has actually been like my 3rd favorite that I've drank. Let's see, what do you like to drink your tea out of? Okay, so this is the fun part, and I'm adding a second component to this question, which is, do you have a teapot? And if so, show us. What do you like to make your tea in and drink it out of? So, I have to show you my teapot that I got. I found this at World Market, and it's a cast iron teapot with these, like, butterfly type things on it. And it's not in there right now, but it came with a little, like, steeping basket. So I love this. It's the perfect size since I'm the only one in my household that drinks tea. But it's good if I have a friend over for like a tea party. So yay, teapot. And then I have several things that I like to drink my tea out of. So generally if I'm just doing one of these tea bags, really I find that you can't do more than 8 ounces with one of those if you're a really strong tea drinker. So I found these cups at Goodwill and I found like 4 of them. So I like drinking my tea out of mugs, and that's probably from me being a coffee drinker. I do have one like really delicate, cute teacup that I used when I started drinking tea, but I really don't need like that fun, delicate cups for me to enjoy my tea anymore because I like it. I like a good, strong mug that holds the heat in. And I like mugs with like a thick lip. I don't know, it just feels better drinking out of it. I know it sounds weird. So I have a tree mug. When I'm drinking more tea, I'll go for a bigger mug, and this one's new that I got in Olympia. And this is like a weekend coffee mug, but I thought it's doing pretty well for tea. But my 2 favorite mugs when I'm drinking more coffee. So I have this 12-ounce one that has owls all over it that is super cute that I got during the fall. And I love drinking tea out of this one. I just want to like look at this and feel like, oh my god, this is so cute. And I'm just sitting here drinking my tea all cute. It's great. Then the last mug was also a thrifted, that one was at the grocery store. And then the last one was a thrifted find. I have to make like a whole pot to get enough tea in here. And it's this 16-ounce mug that I found at Goodwill that's ceramic. And it's just absolutely gorgeous and has really cool detailing on it and a really strong handle and a really thick lip. Yeah, it's just, I love it. I think this would definitely be for me like a camping mug. I would love to take this camping to drink coffee and tea out of every day. It's great. So those are kind of, in general, I like to drink my tea out of various kinds of cute coffee mugs that make me smile. So Are there any snacks that you prefer with your tea? Question 12. Not really. I actually definitely use tea as a snack in itself. I mostly drink tea as a snack in between meals, or as a precursor to a meal, or after a meal. Like, I definitely just like to enjoy my tea as its own thing. Your least favorite tea, actually it came, I'm not a huge fan of green tea, so I in general don't drink it, but my really least favorite that came from the Stash Herbal Tea Sampler was the licorice spice. Licorice tea is just so, like, effing weird. It's just weird tasting, and I don't like it. And I guess I'm not a huge fan of licorice anyway, but like licorice water, like, ew, like hot licorice water, like, gross. I was just not. So I have like 6 of these bags in my tea drawer, and like I can't do anything with them because I'm not going to drink them, so they're just sitting there. So yeah, that's the downside with the herbal tea samplers. You'll find the things you like and then you'll stop, like, and then all the things you don't like will just pile up. So your favorite brand of tea. So my favorite, it depends on if we're talking loose leaf or bag. Again, I feel like a lot of bag teas are kind of similar, and it kind of depends on what you're looking for. For fruity teas, Stash is awesome. Yogi, I haven't had a whole lot of their teas, but that caramel apple spice snack tea was really delicious. Celestial or whatever is, yeah, Celestial always makes really cool, interesting teas, and like novelty teas, and their packaging is always so adorable, so they're really great. But for loose leaf tea, I just go to my local coffee tea place, which is called Atticus, and this is a bag of their Earl Grey tea. So I like to go there, and so wherever they get their tea, or it could just be their brand of tea. I love their loose leaf tea. It's really, really good. So yeah, that's my favorite place to go for loose leaf tea, and I just like supporting local shops in general. And so then the last question that I wanted to add on is where do you store, or is how do you store your tea? So like I said, I have a tea drawer in my kitchen that has all my bag tea and all my bags of loose leaf tea. But then another thing I like to do for my go-to loose leaf teas is put them in these little spice jars and keep them on my counter next to my teapot. And I believe this is like a ginger peach black tea and then 6 herb tea. Both of them that I got at Atticus. So if you live in the Spokane area and you don't go to Atticus, like, you should be going there. So that is how I like to store my tea, and I'd love to know if you guys are like into tea, where you like to store your tea. And yeah, so that was the long and rambly tea tag. I hope you all enjoyed this. I tag all of you that have ever had tea ever in your life, but especially if you're like a major tea fanatic like I have become. I still love my coffee, like, a lot, but I also like really love my tea, like, a lot. Okay, I will talk to you all later. I hope you have a good night. Bye.